Today we are going to discuss the human digestive system. Basically, human belongs to the complex heterotrophic category. We human are the example of the tube-like digestion. And we belongs to the complex heterotrophic category. Means heterotroph means we are dependent on the other nutrients. We are depending on other nutrients. Water nutrients are basically the food components or the food molecules that provide nourishment or the energy to the body. For example, like we are having carbohydrate, protein, lipid. These all are nutrients, and intake of these nutrients is known as nutrition. So basically we are complex heterotrophic category. We belongs to the complex heterotrophic category. Means we are depending on the other nutrients. We are having variety of food groups. Variety of food groups like carbohydrate, protein, lipid, vitamin also come in it. These all are basically the food molecules that we intake to that provides energy and the nourishment to the body. So basically we are having the variety of food groups. Now, as we have a tube-like digestion, in human there's a tube-like digestion, so there will be a complete digestion. What is the meaning of complete digestion? Complete digestion means the digestion before going into the cell, the food molecules will be digested. The food molecules then it will be digested in the small intestine. The food will be digested before going into the cell, and then after going into the cell there will be absorption and assimilation, but the digestion will be completely. It will be the food will be completely digested before going into the cell. That is known as a complete digestion, and that will be in the tube-like digestion. We are intaking a complex food substances that are insoluble particles. Okay, they are indivisible particles. They cannot diffuse in the blood. We are taking this. So the process in which we are in the food, the complex food substances of complex food molecules break down into the simple substances, that is known as digestion. This process will be known as digestion. The breakdown of complex food molecules into the simplest molecule, that will be known as digestion. And here the digestion will be tube-like digestion, means a complete digestion, and it have as tube-like digestion having two openings. One opening will be of mouth, second opening will be of anus. Mouth, from where the ingestion will occur, anus where egestion will occur. So there will be the two openings in tube-like digestion, and we are having a tube-like digestion, meaning we are having two openings: the mouth from where we intake the food, and anus from where the undigested food particles removed from the body. Okay, now the process, the digestion will start digestion will start from mouth. Okay, it will start from mouth means from where we are intaking the food. I'm just giving you the overview of all the process, but we'll be discussing it in the detail, every process, every part. Means as the food enters into the mouth, digestion process will be start, and then it will move, the food will move from mouth to the oral cavity. Basically mouth and oral cavity have a difference. I'll be telling that what is the difference between mouth and oral cavity. Oral cavity is also known as the buccal cavity. So the food that enters into the mouth will move into the oral cavity or the buccal cavity. Then from the buccal oral cavity it will moves into the pharynx. Pharynx is basically a station or a pathway from where the air and food both moves. Means there will be two pipes, one of the moving of air and second will be moving of food. So the food will move into the esophagus. There is a pipe after pharynx that is known as esophagus, from where the food moves. So after esophagus the food will move into the stomach. Stomach is basically a glandular muscular organ. Stomach is basically a glandular muscular organ. The food will from esophagus comes into the stomach, and then from is in the stomach, as I've said, in tube like digestion there will be the accessory glands. Accessory glands are present, and what are that accessory glands? Liver, pancreas. They both are just near to the stomach, and liver actually secretes bile. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice. When these both mix together, they make hepatopancreatic duct, and that leads to the small intestine. Then the digestion completes. It will lead to the small intestine. Then digestion completes. Here the digestion will complete. Here the insoluble particles will move from the large intestine to the rectum. Rectum is basically a place where the undigested food particles or the feces stores for the time being, and then it moves out from the anus. And then we are having a soluble particles that are digested now. They will move into the blood. They are now diffusible. They become soluble particles. They will move into in large intestine. They will move into the blood. They will diffuse into the blood. I'm writing here, it will diffuse into the blood. Now all that happening, the food is moving from the pharynx to esophagus, then stomach to small intestine. How it's moving? Obviously it will not move by itself. The smooth muscles, we are having smooth muscles. In that peristalsis movement happen, that helps the food to move into the stomach. Means peristalsis movement basically start from the esophagus, and then it basically push the food from esophagus to stomach, then stomach to small intestine. So it basically helps in pushing food molecules, so that the soluble particles will diffuse into the blood, and insoluble particles will move out from the anus. That was all the overview of the digestion, that how the digestion will occur. We'll be discussing all these parts one by one in the detail.